Greetings, Arbegians, for I am DJ BBQ, the ruler of the fire pit, the searer of steaks, the almighty braiser of beef, the Petey Pied Piper, and the ruler of foodies around the world. But today, my friends, you shall know me as the Feast Master. So fetch your forks and fill up your flagons, because we're fixing to feast. See that 10 times fast, right? That was pretty good. Woo! One take. Okay, so right now we need to get the heat rocking, but I don't want too much heat. I want the right amount of heat. And I also need different zones. I need a bit of heat over here, a little bit of heat over here, and less heat on the far side so I can bring that little bit up to temp. Friends, noblemen, countrymen, this tomahawk is a beast. What is that, about 2.5 inches? That's gonna take some time. Cook, rest, fire, brimstone, and scorch. Man cannot eat on meat alone, although Lord knows I've tried. We do a lot of vegetables, a lot of root vegetables, and you've only got so much area, like real estate, to work upon. Did they say real estate back in those days? Anyway, so I've only got so much space, so you can always go underneath the grill. You can put these into the coals or straight into your fire bowl. So there we go, we're gonna bury these beautiful onions, man. It's called dirty cooking. So they go into the coals, and I bury them with those hot coals, and those bad boys will be ready by the time the meat's ready. Savory goodness. They go kind of sweet in the coals, and they got their own natural wrapper. Make sure you let them cool down so you can peel the wrapper off. The fire is lit. It is time now to sear thy steak, or actually temper. And what I mean is, we've got a raging fire. I don't want this thing just charred black on the outside and raw in the middle. I want to bring that middle bit gently up to temp and then bathe it in Ardbeg and lots of butter and beef dripping and herbs and more, I know. Ardbeg and BBQ are the kings of smoke. Our pit is lit, the fire is raging, and our steaks now must be seared. The sound of jealousy. As the steak grills, cooks, envelops flavor, we now build our herb wand. And then we're gonna baste the meat in a concoction from our cauldron with oils and herbs. And I know. Say it with me, I know. Okay, so we've got thyme, rosemary, sage, ground ivy, loads of wonderful foraged herbs. And we're gonna build them around our royal wooden spoon. So there's a really easy way of bringing more flavor to your barbecue, as well as just having a wee dram of Ardbeg. It all brings flavor to the party in my mouth. All right, so you lay out your herbs like so. Then I stick the spoon amongst all the lovely herbs. The steak needs its seasoning and its flipping. So here we go. A little bit of salt and pepper. Oh, you know, steaks aren't just two-sided. They've got other sides, and as you can see, this is a very, very thick steak, so I want to do some circumference work, build char all over so I can baste properly. So that's where the fat resides on the outside. I want all that fat rendered. I want it glistening. I want to create fjords of flavor. So this is the best steak in the history of all steaks. We're now going to go build our basting sauce, the I know basting sauce. So we've got oils and herbs and fats, and of course, I know. So a couple glugs. And then we take the basting wand and we drizzle the herbs all over our lovely steak. Oh, gorgeous. They smell incredible. The key to cooking a big fat steak, cook, rest, Build the char, build the outside, and then bring that middle bit up to temp pull it when it hits about 45 degrees internal temperature. If you've got an alchemist or a local wizard, they can tell you the internal temperature of your meat. And then look after yourself with a wee dram of Scorch whiskey. Now you start with your thickest cuts of meat, working your way down to the thinner cuts of meat. So the steak, the beast, has had a good 20 minutes over the fire. And now we go with our chicken, our lamb, and some veg for good measure. And then maybe another wee dram of Scorch this time. Salt is one of my favorite friends, apart from Ardbeg, I know, and Scorch. It seasons the meat, and it also diffuses the flame. So when things get a bit hot, throw some salt in there, calms down the heat. If you don't have an alchemist or a wizard to tell you the internal temperature of your meat, you might want to jump to the future. I know a good alchemist that can take you there, and grab one of these bad boys. Little thermopen tells you what the internal temperature is. So we're gonna go in. We're looking about 40 to 45 degrees. We are just under 10 degrees from where we wanna be. Then I'm gonna take it off and let it rest. All right, so our lamb cutlets are almost done. Look at that fat dancing. Ooh, goodness gracious. Chicken has a while to go, and our lovely steak. Oh, look at that bad boy. I'll have to wait. Rest your meat. So you rest your meat for half the amount of time you've cooked your meat, and that allows all the juices to go back into the meat. You don't want the juice getting loose. That's what they said in the old times. How did they fight and battle in these robes? I mean, you watch Game of Thrones and they're so amazing, and they just whittle and slamming things, and all I do is trip over my damn robes. Oh, look at these bad boys. They're gorgeous. Oh, feast your eyes upon my lamb cutlets and their fat of dance. So my buddy Boris down at the local forge has conjured up a new little invention. Well, banged one out. This is called a flambadoo. I'm gonna get it nice and hot in the coals. Then I'm gonna put some beef fat in there, and the beef fat's gonna render, and little pockets of hot fat are gonna escape from the little hole and envelope the mushroom and make it taste even more beefy. Love when I get new inventions like this. We also need some veg to go with our meat. Gout sucks. I want some veggies to rock. We got a couple peppers from the local farm that my friends all run, and then I've got my big field mushrooms. I got some wet garlic. That'll keep the vampires at bay. And then, of course, some vine tomatoes. Time to move the veg. We're on the home stretch. It's gammon time. Did they do the running man back in then? You can't really see my running man with the cloak, can you? No running man? Okay. It is flambadoo time. I've got my beef fat from the tomahawk. It's gonna go in. Good does that look and smell? This is all achievable recipes. You can get your Ardbeg, online or at your favorite store. This is all supermarket produce. You can do the exact same thing at home. Just get yourself a herb wand and go to your local blacksmith and ask him to make you a flambadoo. Out of all the things I do as a chef, an alchemist, a wizard, and an enjoyer of whiskey, this is my favorite. It's cutting into a steak for the very first time. These little slabs of steaky goodness, if you call them little, are gonna be the winner on the table. Of course, the clear winner will be the dram of Scorch whiskey when we're all done. I mean, look at that gorgeous piece of meat. It's time for the wee feast. Now, there's nothing wee beastie about this one, man. This is a proper feast. The gods of whiskey, smoke, and all things deliciousness would approve. Oh, man, I love me a gammon steak. A little bit of chili, some garlic to keep the wolves at bay, and of course, more meat. All right, let's get our steak over there. Oh, you're gonna go over here, you guys. Oh my goodness. This is beautiful. This is goblin sauce, or they also call it green sauce. No goblins were harmed in the making of said sauce, but those goblins are clever creatures and they have created something tangy and delicious. So we're just gonna sprinkle that all over our meats. Really good on lamb cutlets and steaks. I always like to follow every cutlet with a dram. Oh my God, that's good. That's even better. If you'd like to host your own feast, please download our PDF kit, the Ardbeg Scorched Scrolls, for my full written recipe. Eat, drink, and be smoky, everyone, and enjoy the rest of Ardbeg Day 2021. Slán Java. Scorch going down.